That's awesome. So for folks that may be looking at Amada Senior Care and talk about what has it been like to join the Amada system and go from you sign your franchise agreement and then you go through training and you're submitting your license. What has the support and training been like from the time you signed an agreement to now?
Okay. The support has been wonderful because the business model is almost three businesses. It's the staffing, the placements, and the home health. So it isn't even one. But the support in each area, you're talking to somebody who's an expert and with a ton of experience or had their own business doing the same thing and now moved to an employee at Amada. So when you're talking to somebody, you're not talking to just a salesman trying to sell a franchise. You're talking to somebody who actually
did it.
And even more wonderful, the people who founded the company are still the people.
That's right. Yeah.
Running the company.
Yeah.
And that's key.
All right, welcome to another episode of We Are Amada, and I've got Luis Vasquez here, who is the proud owner of Amada Senior Care in Miami, but really Coral Gables is your market. And what I love about having Luis on the show is that you are just getting started.
Yes.
I mean,
not licensed even.
Not even licensed yet. You submitted your license.
Yes.
Submitted your license.
And it was approved, the initial approval we received.
Yeah.
So now we're waiting for the survey date, the inspection.
Wow. So we wanted to have Luis on because for a lot of you may be wondering, sometimes you look at episodes here on We Are Amada and it's somebody who's been in business for 7 years, 5 years, 10 years. But we thought it'd be really cool to have somebody come on and talk to you about the experience of signing the franchise agreement, paying that franchise fee, and then where Luis is at now, which is just filing that license. And what is that like? So by the way, thanks for agreeing to do this.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So to give context, serial entrepreneur. So talk a little bit about your background and what you did before Amada Senior Care.
Okay, I started with an engineering background, and I worked for an airline for about 8-9 years, Eastern Airlines, back in the 80s and in the 90s. Then I moved on to, I tried to do business related like import-export, since I could basically fly around for free.
Right.
But, that was inconsistent, where you'd have one really good month with orders and the next not. And in the meantime, I got the idea from somebody doing running the vending in our building. And I'm like, wow, with like 30 of these or 40 of these, I could match.
Actual vending machines.
Yeah, I could match my salary and then dedicate more to the import-export. So it was more like a stopgap for inconsistency. But I was very fortunate. I got involved with a large charter school company, which is excellent, academic charter schools. And they started opening schools, and it became the main.
You were the vending machine
for the most part in South Florida, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're nationwide, but for the most part in South Florida. And they did a really good job opening schools, and we just grew with them really fast. Then, unfortunately, COVID hit.
That's right.
And that put everything upside down, and I had to look for more challenging options or more, areas where there could be growth, while that industry is a little. And
you also have something with pharmaceutical testing as well that you do.
We have a small office that we do pharmaceutical testing for the pharmaceutical company, American Research Centers. And we test, we do blind, double-blind, phase 2 studies. We're testing efficacy, not safety much as.
Got it. Okay.
That's phase 1.
So that's a lot going on, but then what led you to Amada Senior Care?
I was looking for something, as much as financially rewarding vending might be, but you are selling snacks and soda. So I was looking for something a little bit more rewarding after having gone through a situation with my dad with dementia, and I saw how difficult that phase was. And how important the people involved, like with the hospice, and they become practically family members. And I thought that would be something to really, like a good goal that also makes you feel better.
Yeah.
And financially, hopefully, is a great opportunity.
And how did you find Amada?
I think you found me through LinkedIn. And you did like a group webinar talking about it, and then I think I emailed you, hey, send me more info, and then here we are.
And here we are.
Getting dressed up for the wedding.
That's right. And you're here at the annual conference.
Yes, my first one.
Your first one. And it's kind of cool to be at your first annual conference before you even open the doors. Has it been overwhelming, or what's that experience like?
No, so far it's overwhelming in the amount of information that you're giving out. But a little recorder and a notepad is right. 20 sheets later. Yeah. But aside from that, no, it's nice to see all the faces that you talked to this whole time on the way here. Right. It's nice to see how tall they are or short. Right. Because I've talked to 10 of you, but I didn't have any idea
of the height.
So it's a curiosity thing. Right. No, but overall, it's wonderful.
That's awesome. So for folks that may be looking at Amada Senior Care and talk about what has it been like to join the Amada system and go from you sign your franchise agreement and then you go through training and you're submitting your license. What has the support and training been like from the time you signed an agreement to now?
Okay. The support has been wonderful because the business model is almost three businesses. It's the staffing, the placements, and the home health. So it isn't even one. But the support in each area, you're talking to somebody who's an expert and with a ton of experience or had their own business doing the same thing and now moved to an employee at Amada. So when you're talking to somebody, you're not talking to just a salesman trying to sell a franchise. You're talking to somebody who actually
did it.
And even more wonderful, the people who founded the company are still the people.
That's right. Yeah.
Running the company. Yeah. And that's key because even like for instance in the vending business, it's very typical. Oh, you want to buy these 10 machines and you're going to make $200 a week and it ends up being $2 a week. Right. But you give them your nest egg and then And when people like that call me selling a franchise, I said, well, if you can have 10 machines at $200 a week and you make $2,000 a week, what are you doing cold calling? Because if it's that easy,
right? If that's true, right?
If that easy, it's like, oh man, it sounds silly.
That's a very good point.
But with Amada, reminds me of my dad. It's always like, this is a great business plan, but you have to have passion and you have to work hard.
Yeah. Wait, why does it remind you of your dad?
Because my dad would always be like, hey, Dad, I want to do this. Oh, I'm sure you'll be great at it, but it's going to take a lot of work. No matter what it was. I want to play the electric guitar, Dad. Yeah, but you have to practice a lot. But I'm sure you'll be great if you practice a lot.
That's right.
Dad, I want to be this. Oh, I'm sure you'll be great, but it's going to take work.
It's going to take work.
So in that sense, Amada was honest.
Yeah.
A lot of these friends, you won't have to work. You won't do nothing, and that's not true.
Yeah. So. And we even on these webinars or on these interviews, a lot of times I ask the folks like, what's been the hardest thing? Right, and people talk about, man, it is a lot of work, and so we're always being honest about it. We don't try to sugarcoat that at all. Now, you've also gone. It's fresh in your mind. You've been through a week of training at Amada.
I haven't been to
you
Amada.
Haven't even been through
Amada U is Amada U's next month. Unfortunately, I probably should have been last month, and my daughter went to college.
We were just talking about that.
And I had to drop her off, and so I couldn't make it to Amada U.
Where's she going to school?
University of Navarra.
University?
In Pamplona.
UNLV?
No, in Spain.
Wait.
University of Navarra.
Oh.
It's one of the top medical schools in
Spain.
In Spain, and she
you
got
took
accepted.
her to Spain.
Well, my wife is from Spain, and she's completely bilingual.
Okay.
And over there, it's a 6-year program, and it is good for a medical license in the United States
That's
or
amazing.
in the European Union.
That's what you were talking about. How my 16-year-old is getting closer and closer, and you talk about how fast it goes.
You almost wish, I remember throwing the onesies away and shedding a tear.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now it's like, wait, you're an adult. I can't even tell you what to do. Yeah. Not in the same tone.
Not even in the same country anymore.
I can't demand it anymore. Wow.
She's how old now?
18.
She's 18?
18. It's weird. The relationship is completely different.
It changes, huh?
Yeah. No longer are they,
And you still have another girl.
15.
15-year-old. And she'll be out of the house someday soon. But not too soon.
Probably soon. I'm hope not. She wants to study locally. She doesn't know.
She does?
She's doing more like industrial design and things like that. So, in a way you want them to stay. In a way you want them to. I studied in Miami at the University of Miami, but the experience.
It's
huge.
It's
huge
amazing.
As well. So I wouldn't.
To be able to give her that is
wherever she. It's more important that she knows what she wants to do.
Absolutely.
More so than where she.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, okay. So you're gonna go through Amada training. You have the 5 days. You're here at the Amada conference. What are you excited about when you start launching your business?
It's exciting and it's scary because there's so many details and you see the potential. But getting it to get together is like a philharmonic, or the string section talking to the brass is the percussion. Yeah, it's like it's going to be a beautiful orchestra, but how are we going to get them all the same? And you feel like the conductor.
Yeah.
So
and that all eyes on you, right? Like you're the guy.
Yeah. I've never had.
But you've done that before.
Never anything like with that many employees. The human resource.
That's interesting.
The human resource angle is the part. Coming from an engineering background, the laws of gravity are always the same. That is true, huh? This human could be a very responsible person today and the next not, and then come right back to being a responsible person.
Principles are the principles. That is very fascinating.
That inconsistency is at least for me. And some people have those skills.
Yeah.
I'll sit like in a principal's office and say, "You have 200 teachers. How do you?" And this one is upset about this one calling it sick, this one has a kid with, it's just, that to me is a difficult part.
Yeah. I was talking to, have you met Jenny Novi? She's the owner of Amada Senior Care in North Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah. So she was a gerontologist before Amada Senior Care. She's still a gerontologist. And she was actually we just interviewed her 2 days ago, I think, for the third time. She's so generous. But she was talking about how last month her payroll was 170 caregivers. 170
like the
caregivers.
principal.
That's what reminded me.
Wow.
She said, we had 100. And I said, what does that feel like? And she said, it feels amazing. It feels amazing that we have a business that provides that much opportunity for so many people, and that is countless hours taking care of seniors. I said, yeah, but what about the headaches and the difficulties? And she said, well, I have an office with 17 people, and she said those are 17 people who I handpicked, and they're almost all females, two guys, so 15 females and 2 males. I said, was that by design? And she said, no, kind of. But she said, I just wanted the best people, and so I think that's the key there is the ability to hire the right people, because if you're an engineer and you're operational, hiring the people that are able to handle all the other things.
Human resources is the one effort in human resources will resolve cancers later down the road.
That's right.
Or you'll it's proactive.
So what advice would you give you're just at the cusp of starting the business, so if anyone's listening to this, they're thinking about Amada Senior. Nobody really stumbles onto this, right? They're listening to this because they're thinking about acquiring Amada Senior Care. What would be your advice? Honest, straight up, what would be your advice to somebody looking?
Make sure that maybe not the extreme of passion, but you make sure it's absolutely something you want to do. It seems like it's going to take a significant amount of work, but it seems like a really good formula to do it with.
Yeah.
So and the good part is you may feel lost, but there's 5 people you can call, and if they don't know the answer, they'll put you in contact with the person that's correct, and you'll be sending somebody to spend some time in South Florida training.
Right. Yeah.
So you have all the resource. If in the case you get worried, you can call and get the answers.
Yeah.
Because alone, having had started small businesses before, it's difficult because you don't know anything. It's like, and no matter how smart you are, the experience is the key, because you could be, the experience of going like a doctor, or an engineer, you graduate with a nice set of tools, but until you see patients for 10 years, they're just tools.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So and in this case, you're giving us all the tools, but now comes the hard work.
Yeah. So I got a personal question for you. So my son wants to be an engineer, and he loves space and stuff like that. So if it's 2025, AI is all over the place, would you say go for it?
Yes.
Engineering.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful career. Yeah, I mean you have an understanding of things that So and that those trained analytical skills serve any business. It doesn't matter if it's
I agree.
In my case, it was an airplane.
Engineering or not.
Or not. In this case, it's okay. But if you do, like a pilot checklist, you got to do this first, you got to do that first.
Yeah.
So that part that part's easy for me. It's handling the humans handling my fellow humans
human beings.
There's a lot more variables there than an airplane or
You're
a computer.
not kidding.
But that being said, it's a very and you can work in all, because you might not necessarily work in engineering. A lot of industries, because of the analytical skills, like a doctor or anything like that, if you apply them to anything, it helps. So, and for job perspective, it's
okay. Well, listen, thank you for taking the time to do this. We really appreciate it. We're lucky to have you and the Amada team, and I wish you all the luck in the world. Godspeed.
Thank you,
Luis. Thank you. All right. Well, this is another episode of Amada Senior Care. We are Amada. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're interested in Amada, you know where to find us. Just go online and I'm sure you have an email from one of us. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.